How's it going, crypto community? This is Jade, the XRP Martian, and well, buckle up. I'm sorry. I made a mistake, and so I'm here to eat crow. Um, I apologize first of all to anybody who felt as excited as I was to hear the potential of a Swift Ripple partnership, or Swift that Swift is going to use XRP. Now, I don't know how much of the information that I have shared about this over the past few, I guess over the last week or so, is false. So let me clarify before we go on. What I am eating crow on today is purely upon the statements regarding Swift and XRP made by the Cryptalk. And also, for anybody out there who follows the Cryptalk, please be safe. Please understand that there is a plethora of evidence now that has been presented that the Cryptalk is a scammer. He has scammed people in the past, and that even though his MoneyGram claim was to whatever degree accurate, he is not somebody to trust because he outright he is still actively promoting a scam service through his Twitter. So yeah, the so the way that I want to approach this, originally before this came out from Mr. H, who is Mr_HVD on Twitter. Before Mr. H did this article, this write-up breaking down how Cryptalk's leak that he put out is totally fake and completely a forgery, and he goes through this article and breaks down everything. And so, by and large, what we can say with a certain, as a matter of fact, right, is that this is fake, right? This document that has gotten a fair bit of circulation, and a fair few people did cover this over the past few days. I did not cover this particular piece of news that is without a shadow of a doubt fake. However, what I did cover recently that is in some way connected to Cryptalk, well, two videos. The first is saying, hey, this guy Cryptalk was right about MoneyGram to a large extent, so maybe he's going to be right about this hype that he's creating surrounding, what ended up becoming surrounding Swift, right? Well, now we have this document from him. It's fake. So that was the first video. The second video was the coding video I actually released just the other day. I've gotten several comments that that guest one was framing the screenshots so as to look as though XRP was the de facto choice, which it is according to R3. So that is an unknown, right? There's uncertainty as regards to the code. I have not been provided any substantial evidence that guest one's code was wrong, but I'm suspicious of it now simply because there seems to be some connection between guest one and the Cryptalk, and so I want to prepare and protect all of you, my viewers, from this potentially deceitful news. As I make clear on this channel regularly, constantly, I value providing you as factual of an insight as possible. Now, obviously, as somebody who is deeply invested in XRP, there are going to be times where my emotions get the better of me, and I share things that turn out to be untrue, as this is, right? Or as this appears to be in relation to anything that has come from Cryptalk. And again, I'm saying this like this because we do have a lot of third-party evidence, a lot of external evidence that supports this Swift Ripple, the Swift XRP relationship to one degree or another. However, that does not. However, due to the fact that one of my sources that I have used has been wrong, that's why I am entertaining that this whole thing might be fake. There might not be anything here, right? So I will not be doing any more videos pertaining to Cryptalk, at least, but I will be trying to get to the bottom of this for you, because I hate uncertainty, right? That is the one thing that I despise the most, because uncertainty is the thing that breeds fear, that breeds doubt. And so I want to, as quickly as possible, come to a conclusion for you, my viewers, as to whether this is real or fake, whether there is anything of substance, rather, to the Cryptalk's claim. And the reason that I am dedicated to this right now is because I'm familiar, as I'm sure many people out there who have encountered scammers before are familiar with. It is highly common, and in fact to the point that it's uncommon for a con artist to operate in a dishonest front business. And in Cryptalk's case, I had figured out that he was dishonest, that he was absolutely a scammer yesterday. And I didn't, yesterday afternoon. And so I was like, well, I guess I can do a video on that since I did promote him. And I was just going to come out and debunk or just protect my community, saying, hey, I know that I have said this guy is a reliable source of information, but maybe not, just because he is a scammer. So, but now I also have to debunk, his claim here about Swift. So this is simply, again, me debunking Cryptalk's claim for evidence that there's a Swift Ripple partnership. This is not debunking all the evidence that I have compiled myself and provided to you over the past few weeks of me doing this, just because I've been suspicious that there's something going on with Ripple and Swift for a while. I don't remember exactly how long. Perhaps because last year I was convinced that they were at least in talks because of the degree of interactions and engagements we were seeing between the two companies on stage. Brad Garlinghouse and the former CEO of Swift had a panel that they were both sitting on discussing their business models with each other, and we've had a few other examples of Ripple and Swift employees communicating back and forth in public forums. So I feel that there is enough circumstantial evidence out there outside of this little bubble that the Cryptalk has created to say with a high degree of certainty for myself that I don't care if Cryptalk is full crap, because I've seen enough from other sources, from a collection of other data points, to reassure myself that who cares that this piece of garbage is out here trying to spread fake news, other than the fact that because this jagoff is out here spreading fake news, he's making it harder for us to prove exactly what he's trying to claim, because he's making fake stuff up, which is going to make everybody doubt the legitimacy of it, right? So, in many ways, even though this is me doing a debunk video on Cryptalk, this is me also saying that trash pieces of garbage like this individual, that is the nicest way I could say that. I'm sorry, but it's this garbage that people put out like this that makes it so hard for anybody to trust anything that anybody puts out. And it frustrates me because, obviously I fell for this individual's hype. just because they had built a little bit of credibility with their past claim. So I apologize. I am sorry to anybody whose hopes I got up in regard to this. But again, I am still personally very hopeful for the Swift partnership, even though Cryptalk is proven wrong. As I've shown, outside of the Cryptalk's claim, we have seen Swift doing business and performing their GPI transactions with RippleNet partners. Moreover, we know that they are going to use R3's API, its payment protocol. And we know for a fact that the most efficient network on R3's Corda settler right now is its XRP settlement platform. So, being the financial financial institutions that these are, that are focused on their bottom line, their savings, their reduction of expenditure, they will absolutely use XRP. That is the only thing. If they use Corda settler, that is the only asset they will use, because it's the cheapest, and that is all they care about is cheap and fast. As long as it's the cheapest, the fastest, they'll use it. That's all that matters. The financial institutions realistically don't even care if it's going to be environmentally friendly or not, because what they care about is, again, their bottom line, not yours or mine, not the environments. They care that they are profitable. That's all they care about. So, they will use XRP because it's the fastest, it's the cheapest, it's the best. That's not a matter of opinion. That's a statistical fact, right? It's the fastest. That's not hyperbole. It's fact. It's the cheapest. That's not hyperbole. It's fact. It's the third most liquid digital asset. Not hyperbole. Fact, right? So keep these things in mind when we're engaging with things like this, and we come against things that are, clowns like this that are out here spreading fake news as if we need it. We don't need fake news in XRP. Ladies and gentlemen, SBI Virtual Currencies is going live at the end of this month, the 31st. I'm happy. I don't care about Swift. Why? I am convinced that I'm going to see a $10 XRP price in August, regardless of this, because of Swift. So really what I see, more than anything, is the Cryptalk knowing he's going to be putting something out there that's going to get debunked, and it's going to get debunked before SBI release, so that maybe he could get the price to dump, so that he could get in on the dirt cheap. Maybe that was his intent. Maybe because I was thinking about this, and I was like, why would you try and create fake news about a asset that doesn't pump on good news? XRP's never pumped on good news. It hasn't happened since like 2017, right? Last time, and that wasn't even really good news that made it pump. As far as my research can show, I can't find any news catalyst that drove XRP up like it did in 2017. So this last 2 years, XRP hasn't reacted to the news at all. At least not good news. It doesn't go up with good news. It's not a pump and dump coin like Bitcoin that goes up every time somebody says, "Hey, did you hear about this coin?" No, it's not like that. So to me, the only thing that makes sense then is that he's not trying to pump it. He's trying to dump it. And how do you dump it? You create a fake news narrative. You get everybody hyped up, and then you make it obvious enough so that people are going to debunk it really quickly. And look, it took Mr. H less than a day to debunk his article. Like I didn't even see the original this original that he released before I saw Mr. H's debunk of it. So it's pretty clear that he wanted to spend a week building everybody's excitement up just so that they could be let down and be disappointed and lose faith in the space. Now, is that conspiratorial? Is that me putting too much faith in somebody? No, because he's a con artist, right? So I know that he's thinking at least 2 steps ahead. And that's me thinking 3 steps ahead, getting to where we just got. So, maybe he's thinking 3 steps ahead. Maybe he realized that I get to that. But, I think that might be getting a little too conspiratorial. That's probably putting too much faith in somebody. I think that somebody would think 3 steps ahead and then plan for the 4th. because then really you're just back to step one. And so you didn't, all the thorough planning you did is irrelevant, right? That's 4D chess, ladies and gentlemen. just at the end of the video for you, 15 minutes, and I'm going to end this video. So, once again, I apologize to everybody for my contribution to promoting this con artist, and please, if you follow Cryptalk, do yourself a favor, do other people, naive people a favor, go unfollow him. We should not be, I will not be promoting Cryptalk anymore, ever again, and I hope that you will help me in making this individual become so invisible in society that he cannot take advantage of anybody else. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you can forgive me for my inaccuracies in propagating this. I really am deeply sorry to all of you, my viewers, because I do so deeply respect your attention and your trust in my ability to provide you good information. But for this exact reason is why I say that I am not an investment advisor. I'm not qualified to give anybody but myself investment advice, and that's why I encourage everybody to do their own research in this space. I value all of your time so much, and if you are new, and this is the first video of mine you're watching, I hope this is me being cordial in this is enough for at least some people, maybe new people, to understand that I genuinely do have my community's best interests at heart. If you are willing to consume my content and engage with me to help me get to the bottom of whatever is fake or real in this space, please hit that subscribe and ring that bell. I encourage all feedback, especially people who are critical and are willing to provide evidence and sources and help me sort through these things that I am presenting to you. As this it should be evident too, anytime that I find myself to be wrong, I will absolutely come out like I am now to share with you my deepest condolences for having unintentionally propagated something that is false. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope that I will be able to see you all in my next video on Mars.